So what were we gonna pick next? I'm gonna work my way up. I'm gonna continue following the path, but we're gonna go towards here. So go around that way. You're lying down in your crib while your mother and dad are speaking in the other room. You hear their voices deep and muffled from beyond the door. Why aren't they paying attention to you? Let's we'll go happy, make noises. Positive happy noises are sure to bring rewards in the form of attention from your parents. You make a variety of noises using your mouth, lips and saliva, and you make them over and over again. Suddenly your mum comes in. We'll keep making noises. We want that attention. It says we'll get attention though, so let's get it. This brings your mum closer to you and she smiles at you, and this makes you feel very excited. You pound your hands up and down on the crib mattress and move your feet like a person riding a bicycle. You begin to notice that the sounds and movement create responses from others. Others different responses. We'll make some sounds at mum. Keep making some. Ma, ma. Your mum hears this combination and gets excited. This causes you to say it over and over. Your mum is reinforcing this combination of sounds with attention, and you are reinforcing her attention with the sounds, keeping her close to you. This marks the beginning of language development and is a very significant moment in your life. Intellectual, emotional, and social spheres increase. The spheres, I think, are in this area. Here we go. So we've got different ones. Family, obviously. Intellectual, physical, social, and vocational. I'm surprised vocational was actually that high, where you're a baby. You wouldn't think it would be. So, because we're bonding with our family, we're obviously getting quite high in there. Intellect is quite high since we're developing a lot of skills like the ability to talk and move around, adding that to it, I guess. And the social one is for, I guess, yelling out in real life and communicating with our parents for the first time. Got calmness, I guess that's relatively low. Pardon me. Because just the way we've been interacting with people, especially since we've been getting revengeful with people as well. Confidence, we should have been relatively confident, I would have thought. We haven't been too upset with people. Expressiveness, very high obviously. Gentleness, quite low. Happiness, again, we should have been relatively happy. Thoughtfulness, trustworthiness is very low. Again, a lot of those influenced by the choices we made and the test at the start. So I'm just going to have to drink. I'm losing my voice. Alright, we'll do the heart. I'm just waking from a nice nap, and from a nice long nap. Your mother has come into the room and wants to hold you. We'll give her a little sleepy smile. It's a dog's life, isn't it? Nothing to do except eat, sleep, and wonder what life will be like when you're older. Does life really change after 2? Mum is coming closer. We'll pay some attention to her. Very good. Eye contact with your caregivers is very reinforcing to them. Parents often mistakenly think that it's a child who needs all the attention. Believe me, yeah, see, I think that this is developed by a psychologist. Oh, sorry. I had it pop up in the background. Sorry, believe me, parents want it too. Your eye contact with her makes her smile. Social emotional spheres are increasing. We'll smile back. Smiling makes makes your mum feel especially loving towards you. She brings her face close to yours and your faces touch. Move our mouth. You just gave your first kiss. This may not seem like a big deal to you, but it is very important for your mother. The bad part is now that you repeat this act until your entire family becomes aware of your new talent. You can avoid wow. You can avoid kissing overly affectionate relatives by dribbling on them just at the right moment. Alright. So I wanted to do this. This I assume is physical. It's time to go to Aunt Lucy's house. It's chilly outside and you need to be dressed in a coverall type suit. Let's be playful and go and playfully resist, I guess. It's maybe beginning of a passive-aggressive personality trait. That means you're displaying a hostile response disguised as something that doesn't appear outwardly or directly hostile. People will resent you for this. Your grandmother steps in and give your mother a hand. There's like corporate grandmother. Grandmother's calm, unlike your mum who's currently at her wit's end. You're learning early on in life that no one can supply the endless amount of goodies that grandma can. Your arms and legs pop in the suit like first flowers of spring, which secretly annoys your mother who feels incompetent. Oh, sorry ma. You're quietly playing in your father's brand new electric calculator. Look, the back lifts off it very easily. Excellent. Well, let's look at it. Let's take it apart. We won't be devilish, we won't be spiteful about it, but we'll take it apart. Your little fingers make efficient pliers. You pluck the electrical components, tasting one or two as you go along. They're definitely not for eating. You know your dad will not be pleased at you fixing his toy. So yeah, obviously again it's quite dated, the way the calculator is something brand new and exciting. Where, you know, I don't even know if many people use. It depends on the calculator. I guess people would still use kind of calculators, but they're very rare since most people have them built into their phones these days. It's only really scientific calculators that get used as a solitary calculator. Mum and Dad are entertaining some friends, and you are minding your own business, sitting quietly in a corner. Quietly in the corner of the room. Suddenly, a man with a big nose, a shiny head, puts his face right up to yours and says something in a loud voice. I wonder if you can calmly scream in a loud voice. No. No, we'll get upset, because that's quite shocking, I guess. We could have punched the man in the nose. That would have been great. No, I don't. Yeah, alright. No, we'll do this. Wah! Your eyes bulge and your heart beats fast. You were startled. This is your first encounter with a person who is less than delicate in the social sense. Your dad comforts you, and your mum leads the man back above the adults. I mean, I guess that's a relatively normal response. Someone suddenly jumps in front of you. Even as a fully grown individual, you wouldn't be too pleased with that. I don't think you'd scream in their face, but you know. While being taken to the park, your dad meets an old college buddy who is wheeling a baby about your age. The two dads talk. You casually begin to eye the baby in the other carriage. We'll be curious. We'll try to bond with this other baby. Put our fingers near the baby's face, curiously, not aggressively. A baby? You wonder if it has the same parts as you? We'll touch the arm. The face might be a bit aggressive. The baby touches you back. You're exploring the environment and learning about one another. This causes your intellectual and social skills to increase. You seem to like one another. You've made your first friends. Aww. Up until this point in life, Weasley Wabbit, it is Wabbit, sorry, I just did a tongue twist there. Your stuffed toy has been one of your best friends. You take him everywhere with you, but he's beginning to get on in the years. One of his ears is torn off, and a recent eye injury has made his face look a little lopsided. It suggested that Weasley should be retired. You wake up one day to discover Weasley has been moved from the place where you last spotted him. Well, we do want a Weasley Wabbit, so we'll panically seek information. We're upset. Even though you're driven to find out why your friend has suddenly disappeared, you're not in a frame of mind that would ensure a satisfactory outcome. You question everyone in the house about the whereabouts of Weasley. You confront your mother, who looks very guiltily. We'll calm down and ask about the doll. Mum sees that you're upset and tells you a story about how Weasley wanted to be with friends that are more like him. She says next week you'll have a new visitor, brand new friends who will be just as nice as Weasley. Are we satisfied with that? No. We want Weasley. He's our dear friend. He's very close to us. He knows all our secrets. We don't want him blabbing it to the other rabbits. Bravo! Don't fall for that line of bull. Parents are great at fabricating stories like this when they make mistakes. You will not get your Weasley Wabbit back, but your intelligence and perseverance in this situation made it harder for your parents to tell you made-up stories to cover their mistakes. And we'll do this one. I think this is health. You learn in the kitchen, begin exploring the closets and the refrigerators. We'll be curious but cautious, and we'll go towards the refrigerator. I mean, the pantry is obvious no-go. You can only imagine what's in there. And I'm assuming things like, disinfectant and stuff like that. You have a grand time smelling many of the items in the kitchen. You're young, but have obviously learned that many things can hurt you if you put them in your mouth. You should know that some of the other choices could have led to an early death as a result of an accidental poisoning. Your judgment is superb and it will help you later in life. Alright, so we made a good choice there. We did explore the refrigerator. I do remember some of the choices there, and I from what I recall, I think again it may reflect on previous choices made. But we'll go up this way. But I think your stomach gets pumped, you don't die. Potentially, maybe if you made choices in prior which have negatively affect your health. Physically, we're not that superior, so maybe it would have killed us. But yeah. You're a guest at your friend Billy's house. His mum gives you both a box of crayons and 2 pieces of paper. Let's draw on the paper. Let's do some beautiful art. You're behaving yourself nicely so far. You draw a pretty picture. And we'll give it to Billy's mum. She was nice enough to give us some crayons. A very strong sign of developing social etiquette. Emily Post would certainly approve. We could have given it to our mum, but we've already got a nice relationship. Family appears to have gone down a bit though, so maybe we should have given it to mum. You're in a large place, and a ferryman walks up to you. He's walking around you in circles. We'll make noises and talk to him. You yell at the ferryman. He walks over to you. He makes a noise that sounds like this. Oof! Then he sits on your leg. We'll grab him by the head. You grab his head between your 2 hands. Hey, the man is liking you. All over the face. Mummy says he is kissing you. So it's pretty apparent that this is not a man, and it's obviously a dog. Look the ferryman back. His nose is very cold. His hairs tickle your face. He tastes salty and has bad breath. Oh. And we'll go social again. In a large department store waiting in line, there's an extremely well-endowed woman standing in front of you. She smiles and looks like she may be an interesting person to talk to. Well, we did kind of say that we're shy to do it, so we'll carry on that. Okay, we have to be inquisitive. What question would you like to ask her? We got, do you have a husband? Do you have a doggy? I think that's probably the more realistic one of a kid to ask. Mummy said Dad had a thick skull. Do you? I tried very hard to pinch a penny like Aunt Edna, but couldn't, can you? We'll do the doggy one, because that seems the most likely one of a kid would ask. She tells you, no, doggy, only a cat. You inform me that Daddy said that's what they cook in a restaurant on the corner. Perhaps you're interested in something else. What question would you like to answer? We already asked her about the doggies, so we'll ask her if she's married. She tells you that she does have a husband. Alright. We didn't really do anything there, but I assume that does boost social skills. It doesn't always inform you what skills it's boosting. Social is very high though, so I assume it did that. You're alone in your parents' bedroom. There's a shiny silver quarter on the table. Well, let's take it. It's really questionable as whether a child your age can tell whether something like this is truly right or wrong. You have a vague sense that you shouldn't have picked it up. Your mother sees you stash something in your pocket. She asks, what do you have there? You say, this, and hold out the quarter. You're not so dishonest, right? In fact, you are being very trustworthy. It was a temptation you couldn't resist. You get a big hug for being honest after all. Aww. Yeah, we'll carry on going up. We probably won't reach the top, because I think the infancy years are very short. I mean, obviously they are, but I think there's not many choices you make in this. I think you should be asked to skip multiple of them. Daddy says it's time to go to bed. We're tired, but we just go. Can I stay up a little longer? Dad explains how tired you are and what a busy day it will be tomorrow. The same old line. He offers to carry you when you get to the bedroom you can. We'll have a story told to us. We always like stories being told to us. Your dad tells you a scary story about the toad monster who sneaks into the little boys' bedrooms and bites their toes. Waits till you fall asleep and nibbles at your foot. You aren't really asleep, but you've fallen by jumping up and making a growling noise. You both laugh. He kisses you goodnight and says, "I love you." Oh. Alright. We'll carry on going this way as well. Carry on going up. You're in a sandbox playing with your favourite toy. A larger, stronger child pulls you away from and screams, "Mine." What are we going to do? We could get upset, or we could attack back. We could be spiteful. Let's be spiteful and get an adult. You're going to get up and run for a doll, but the bully grabs you and pulls your legs. He bites down hard on your leg. Fuck it, let's kick him in the face. You miss him, the bully scratches you and pulls your hair. He makes your face and arms bleed. His mother sees him and doesn't even spank him. She's a lenient type who doesn't believe in punishments. What a bitch. That should have decreased our physical, yeah, quite significantly. Alright. Time to feed the fish. You pinch a small amount of food between your fingers and tap on a glass. There's no sign of great Gabriella. Let's look for her. Put your hand in the fishbowl and look for Gabriella. She's stuck under a rock. She's stiff and her eyes are puffed out. You think she might be sick. Let's call for Mum. Gabby floats up to the surface from under the big grey rock. Her eyes seem very puffy, her body stiff. You're relieved to see she hasn't jumped out of the bowl. Let's ask her about Gabby. Mum stutters through the answers to your questions. She's uncomfortable and sad. Mum explains that Gabby can't swim anymore. Mum says that she's dead, that she's gone away. How can it be when she's right there? What is dead, you wonder? You're confused. Mum says that Gabby has to be taken out of the bowl. We'll be responsible and flush you down the toilet. Even though Mum has a sad face, you giggle at the thought of Gabby swimming in the bowl. Sorry, I have to stop this episode soon. You wonder if it will tickle next time you go to the bathroom. It isn't a real laugh, but you don't know what else to do.